Hey guys and girls, I'm James Stanton and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Before You Go, buy your first drone. Maybe you've been looking on the internet and studying all different kinds of websites on which is the best drone for you. Maybe you've been looking at the Mavic Pro 2, which is a really nice drone. Or maybe you've been looking at the Autel Evo, which can shoot. This one shoots in 4K. They can even shoot in 8K. Or maybe you want more closer to a beginner drone and you've been looking at the Maverick Mini or the Spark. Let me tell you what, if you think that should be one of your first drones, you're probably going to end up with something like this. Where's the camera? Here's the camera. About a $1,500 piece of junk, right? I actually bought those drones because it was cheaper to buy those wrecked ones for their batteries than it was to buy new batteries. So let me tell you what I did. I bought this drone for $500 about 5 years ago, and I stuck it into my neighbor's Suburban, and it went right where most people's drones do. It went on a shelf and collected dust for 4 years. And then about a year and a half ago, I really wanted to start doing roof inspections. So I went and bought this Holystone 700 and had to climb a tree 2 or 3 times to get it out. Got really frustrated until my son. So you might be saying, James, what is the right answer then? What should be my first drone if it's not one of these ones that I've been seeing on these websites? Let me tell you what your first drone should be. You ready for a shocker? This. This is the Holystone 210. It's $21 on Amazon right now, and it's an incredible little drone. It flies, it hovers, it does all the same axis that a big drone does. And let me explain what axis means. So let me explain why. When you have your controller in your hand, this drone has 8 axes. You may say, James, I flew a remote control plane as a kid. I'll get the hang of it, but 8 axes. So you've got, with this controller, there's 2 controllers that go all the way around, and each one does something different. And what I mean by 8 axes is it's got, forward pitch, back pitch, up, down. It's got left roll, right roll, and then it can yaw left and right. Also, if you've got a 3-axis gimbal camera with the zoom, then you've added 4 more. So you're trying to control 12 different actions with this remote controller at one time, and with these dials up here. That can get really confusing. What you need to do is fly this, and it measures your skill set. Maybe you can fly it 20 or 30 times and you get the hang of it. Maybe it takes you 50 or 100. But until you can let your dogs chase it all over the house for an hour and crash it, every once in a while, but feel really comfortable with the direction and the orientation of what this is doing. Remember that word orientation. What the orientation of this drone is doing, you really shouldn't be investing in a bigger drone. So let me ask you a question. If you're going to go out and buy a brand new bicycle, do you go out and get the Specialized Shiv with 808 zip wheels? Or if you want a new motorcycle, do you go out and get a high-performance road race motorcycle to learn how to ride for your first time? Of course you wouldn't buy that bicycle or that motorcycle for your first bike. What would you get? You'd get a bike with training wheels, right? Well, consider this as a drone with training wheels, right? Over the past year, a lot of people say this is the drone to get for your first drone. It's the Tela, and it's got DJI technology with the Intel processor in it, and it's a great drone. It's got positioning, it's got a camera, but for $100 it doesn't come with a controller. By the time you buy the controller, you've got $150 in it. Well, you know what? I just bought this Mini on eBay for $260. I think it was $275 shipped. By the time you get the Tela and the controller, you're almost here. And then the most amazing thing I've done recently is I bought this Spark for $150 off Facebook. It only came with 1 battery, and I just ordered another one. And you're saying, James, well, how good does it fly for $150? Well, let me go show you in a few minutes. Guys and girls, this is a toy drone. This is not a toy drone. Do you know this drone weighs almost as much as this Coke, almost the same. And this thing, with the wind behind it, will go over 40 miles an hour. And what does it have on it? These are called blades for a reason. These will cut you. Imagine this flying and hitting you in the head with blades at 40 miles an hour. This is not a toy anymore. I mean, this is why the FAA is really starting to come down on people going and getting these and flying these and hurting people and other people's property. I mean, these things are to be taken serious. And what I mean by serious, don't fly this until you know the orientation of what it's doing with the controls. You're gonna get out there, you're gonna panic. What I read in all the forums of even these, especially the Holystone 720s and the 700s, is they get them up in the air and the second time it smashes into the side of the building or it goes off in the bay and they never see it again, and they're complaining about the drone. Well, 99% of the time, I guarantee you, it's user error. That's what it is. Learn how to fly these orientation of these drones before you start investing in something bigger. One thing also to consider is most of your quality drones have 3 different settings when you're flying them. They have sport, positioning, and you see this little T? That stands for tripod mode. Tripod mode means it moves very slow. And you'll still have obstacle avoidance as you will in positioning, but not in sport. The reason they take it off in sport mode is because they don't want to have the excuse that you've smashed it while you're going so fast. Obstacle avoidance is definitely overrated. We'll talk about that later. But tripod mode is definitely where you want to start. Another thing is be real careful about buying drones off of eBay. Guys, I've got really burned. I bought this Typhoon H here, and I got a drone that doesn't fly, and the seller will not take returns, so I'm stuck with a $700 drone that needs a lot of work. I bought this Swell Pro, and man, it flew fantastic, but it wouldn't record. And the whole reason I was buying it was to film some sailboat regattas coming up this spring. I bought this Parrot for $74. It was what, 80% off, but it flew less than a minute on both batteries, so I had to send that back. I'm just wasting my time with these things. I did buy this Mini. I got a great deal on it from eBay, but so you can have a little bit more confidence buying DJI products. But the main thing is the seller did accept returns, like the Swell Pro and the Parrot, but they would not accept on the Typhoon H. I got this Phantom 4 Pro on Facebook Marketplace also. It's got a little bit of damage to it, still flies fantastic. But guys, I got it for $400. This has got the 1-inch sensor on it. These retail for about $1,400 to $1,700 right now, and it came with 3 batteries. You might be saying, but I see all these drones out there that, they look like minis. They look just like them, and they're $45. Why don't I get one of these instead of spending, $350 to $450 for a mini? Well, guys, you get what you pay for. This thing doesn't weigh anything. The app crashes. The first time you buy this, you're gonna get it, fly it into the wall, and throw it away, and think you never want to buy another drone again. And it may take you away from. You might have had a lot of fun with drones, and this will turn you away. So the Mini weighs in at 248 grams, and this lookalike Mini weighs in at 87 grams. I mean, this thing doesn't even come close to weighing as much as the Mini battery. One piece of advice I can give you is don't get caught too much up in the tech and which is the latest, greatest drone for your first drone. Imagine a guy in a 2020 Corvette telling a guy in a 2018 Corvette that his isn't very good because it's not the latest and newest model, when it's probably more car than what 99% of us would ever use, and it's still an incredible machine. That's kind of like, the same thing with this. The technology in this drone that I bought for $150 is amazing. So if you just really want to buy something new and you want to spend less than $300, I think the HS720E is probably the best drone out there for under $300 if you have to buy new. But I would really hold out and try to find something like I did, with this Maverick Pro or the Mini or the Spark. Those are going to be your best starter drones. And but this is your first beginner drone. Thanks for watching. If you got any useful information out of this, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing at least 2 videos a week for the next year on all kinds of interesting aspects of drones, video production, how my FPV journey is going to go, and my video production company using these Inspires and these Phantoms. So it's a great, beautiful day to go droning out here in Texas. It's Super Bowl Sunday, 2021. A little windy out here today. Tell you what, guys, we'd brought that little toy drone out here, you'd have really been upset. I actually got a great spot to fly drones at for my channel. I want to come out here and do all my reviews. And I got wide open spaces out here if I don't hit any of the golfers. So let's get this little drone in the air. Like I said, guys, it's really, really windy out here. Look at that, how it's holding steady. All right. One thing I wanted to show you was we were talking about obstacle avoidance. Watch this. So this is going right over my head, right? And that's not in sport mode. Let me bring it down even a little bit more. See how it stops? You hear the beeping? It's not going to hit me, right? Let me show you something. Let me back it up. Okay, let me put it just about 6 inches above my head. Watch this. Oh, maybe a little bit more. See, obstacle avoidance is overrated. Let me show you why. It's just right, it's going to go right over my head. Look, it didn't even beep. I mean, that's actually really close. So let's say you were coming at something and you were going to drop it down, then let me show you. I don't want to hit myself, but see? And then you come down, you would have hit something. Let's put it into sport mode.